Hello and welcome to my channel. My hook is 3.5 millimeter and I'm gonna begin with a slip knot, and now I chain multiple of 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2. For row 1, we yarn over. We're gonna skip the first chain into the second chain. So I go with my finger right here to the yarns to keep the yarns on my hook. Skip the first chain into the second chain. I go with the hook. Then grab the yarn and pull through. Now we have 3 loops on the hook. What I'm gonna do is, you see, I'm gonna go right here with my fingers to keep these loops, and I'm gonna pull the third loop because we have 1, 2, 3. The third loop I'm gonna pull through the 2 loops on the hook, just like this. Yarn over. Go with the finger to keep the yarns on my hook, and I move to the next chain, grab the yarn, pull through. Again, we have 3 loops on the hook, and we're gonna pull through the third loop to the 2 loops, like this. And again, yarn over to the next chain, we make the 3 long loops, and even we can just, you see, I go with my fingers to keep the 2 loops right here and 1 loop right there, and then I pull through the third loop to the 2 loops right there. And again, this is what I will do in each chain for row 1. For row 2, we chain 1, turn. Now, this is the first stitch. This is the chain we just made. This is the first stitch. And if we go, we see 2 loops on the hook. This loop here, close to us, is the front loop. This one is the back loop. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go only in the back loop of each stitch. Go right here, grab the yarn and make a slip stitch. And please do not tie it. Everything have to be very nice. If you tie it, it's not gonna look okay. So back loop only of the stitch and make the slip stitch. Only this loop and the slip stitch. But this is what we're gonna do for row 2. And I want to show you that this is my last stitch. So make sure you go right there and make the last slip stitch. And now we repeat row 1 and 2. We chain 1, we turn, yarn over, we skip the chain 1 we just made, and we go in the first stitch and we go in both loops. Then grab the yarn, pull through. We have the 3 loops. We're gonna pull through the 2 loops right there. And again, yarn over and we move to the next stitch. Again, both loops. There are 2 of them right there. grab the yarn, pull through, and now pull through the 2 loops. And this is what we're gonna repeat for row 3. Now in the last stitch, yarn over, and I go right there. Make sure I go in both loops. And then grab the yarn and now pull through the 2 loops. Now we need to repeat row 2. We chain 1 and we turn. And again, we're gonna skip the first chain we just made. And where is the first stitch, which is this one, we're gonna go only in the back loop and we make slip stitch. Back loop from the next stitch and slip stitch. So there are only 2 rows repeat for this stitch. And now to the last stitch, back loop only, we make a slip stitch. And now we just gonna go and we're gonna repeat row 1 and 2, and this is gonna look.